Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Final Fantasy Reflections video. For those of you who are still here playing the JP side, if you're wondering how to play the JP side, I've made a video how to switch to the JP side if you have a PC. Also, I'll probably make a video, because there are a lot of people who are asking as well if you don't have a PC or laptop, that there's other ways on Android at least. I'm not really sure about the iOS because of their limitations on downloading, programs on iOS devices. So, not really expertise on that one. But I might make a video if you guys want it. I can make a video how to download on an Android device if you guys care about that. Anyways, we're going to talk about Fina. Is she finally going to be good? Well, let's find out. So, Team R, nothing too special. S Team R, nothing too special. Although the Fairy Killer is nice. Fuji card's garbage as usual, and I'm not really liking these EX materia because you have to go to EX3 to get these, and like I haven't really noticed a need for the most part to need like more than 300% killers. Maybe the fights are getting harder lately on the JP side, so maybe it is necessary, but I don't know. Going EX3 just for 50% more, Avian killer? I mean, it should have more killers on it though. Like, I feel like this is not worth it. You're not gonna chase it, of course. No one ever chases these EX ability materia things, but like, I feel like this should have more killers on it. If you're going EX3 on a character, a new character, keep in mind, because if you pull this character now, getting EX3 normally would take months. So pulling it now and getting EX3, being very lucky. It should provide more, like a lot more. So we'll see. Anyways, she has 150% buff, so that's pretty helpful for fire, wind, and light. I'm sure eventually we're gonna see one that just gives all elements in the future. And she's locked to light. Basically, you want to use light damage, which is fine. You can't use her with Noctis. Unfortunately, they did it. I'm pretty sure they did it on purpose because she has 27 hits. Noctis is 24. You can still make it work with Rain. I've made it work in Dark Visions lately. I did put Noctis and Rain in. I mean, Noctis and Rain are some of the strongest units in the game, so why wouldn't you put them in there and make it work? You can make it work. So she is a magic damage dealer. We kind of an but she does have some things that are super crazy, including this, where she just gets a store buff every turn, so that makes her damage go up pretty high. 70% field, pretty good, pretty cool. Full buff, but that's not really what we're caring about here. Can you see it on the screen? Yeah, you can. Okay, so there's no point. Yeah, this is crazy. Your eyes do not deceive you. For one ally, 600% buff. Like, imagine putting that on the new Rain. What is going to even survive that? I don't even know. Like, 600% buff plus 70% field amp plus 200% amp, his own amp, plus a huge killer with 250% killer buff, or whatever the highest killer buff is nowadays. Let's just say 250%. Like, what is even surviving that in that burst turn? As long as you have good breaks, if it can be defense broken, and you have the right killers, like, I don't know, that's actually insane. He's gonna get over like 4,000, like 40,000 maybe attack. I'd have to see, because he can get almost 3,000, almost 3,000 attack, and probably even get to 3,000 with the right equipment. So that's pretty crazy. That's the main draw that you would want to pull her for. But let's see what else she can do. Light amp, I'm appreciating these a little bit more, because bringing an imbuer at this point for like beating like short-term content is nice. There was one point where some of these, crown events and stuff, I was bringing the old Neovision Noctis that can light imbue. I'm saying old. I mean, I guess he is old now. The bearded one, he can do light imbue, so I brought him along just for that. So I'm appreciating these a little bit more. And then Flowers of the Battlefield, whatever that is, but we care about the light part, so light allies. So Rain is under this, and the best part is light allies only, which Rain is also under, increased damage 30%. So she is a must-have. if you're pulled for rain, you want her. It's just a no-brainer. Her damage, she's the second best damage dealer in the game, I believe, or at least she's like in the top 5, I think. But I'm pretty sure she's like in the top 5, 1, 2. Now she's not 1, but she's like 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. One of those. She changed really well with rain because she's 27 hits, like I mentioned. So she gives rain even more damage. Like what's not to like? She gets 600% buff plus. I forgot to even mention the overdrive. So that's another thing you can add on. So she's like a must pull. She's not really a support character, even though technically she is a support character. Pretty much, she is a damage dealer, but she is basically kowtowing to rain. If you don't pull for rain, her value drops a little bit because you really want to use her with rain. I mean, it kind of makes sense. And it kind of sucks that last spell, of course, is the weakest of the pair of the 3. They're all 3 of them are the main characters of their specific stories, but for some reason, last spell decides to always, not be so good. Not decides, but always, whoever makes him decides he's not good, for whatever reason. Whatever. So she's very good. And this is just insane. And plus, she has everything you'd ever. For me, she has everything I'd ever want as like a side DPS. Because I'm always looking for these side DPS kind of characters with a field amp, imbue, the 600% buff. She also has a 40% buff for everybody as well after that. So you can only use it once per battle. So for 3 turns, you got to make that count. It's like activating Kaioken. Giving Kaioken to somebody, you got to make sure those 3 turns last. So you can make sure you use it when you know you can do a lot of damage, because you don't want to waste that buff. That's huge. That's really huge. That's 200% more than we've ever had in the game. I'm sure we'll see more in the future, but right now we want to take advantage of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give her a 9 out of 10. Very, very valuable unit. I feel like this is the best Fina we've ever had, besides maybe like Lotus Mage and the Esper Fina. I feel like she's up there though. I feel like this Fina is really, really meta. I feel like finally Fina is meta again, because the last few just weren't really that useful or good or memorable or anything. So they definitely cooked with this one. I'm pretty sure they did that on purpose, because just take a look at the past few Finas. They had to step it up a little bit, and they did. So 9 out of 10 for this Fina. That's it. Unfortunately, there's nothing else to talk about. In the news, it said there was a strengthening, event, but I don't see anything. So I guess there wasn't any, or maybe they'll come later. I don't know. If there are crowns, I don't even know if you guys care about those anymore. So I spent 8 minutes talking about Fina. I think that's more than enough time. Thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate ya. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.